Hey, how you perking? I hope you're perking good. My name is B, and I am a licensed mental health clinician as well as a spiritual intuitive, and I like to use both of those backgrounds in order to have an informed opinion on the issues that we talk about on this channel. Sometimes we talk about things through the lens of mental health. Sometimes we incorporate the cards in order to give some guidance to the people who are involved in our discussions. But as always, these videos are intended to be helpful, not hateful. So just remember that through here. We're not throwing shade. We're just trying to be helpful. This video actually is done by request. Someone in the comments on my Trisha Paytas and John Hill video was expressing some concern about Trisha, being like, some weird stuff's been going on lately, what's been going on with her. And that's something that I've seen other channels kind of talk about, that people are kind of concerned about her. They feel like she's been acting strange for a while, strange for her own brand of strange. She's got her own flavor of weird as it is. We all do. But they think that there's something going on that is out of the norm. Some of them are worried that she's having a bit of a mental health break. Some of them are worried that she and John Hill together are possibly bad influences on each other, and they could be engaging in drug use together. That's all alleged. That's what people are speculating, and they're concerned about it. So someone asked me to make a video about that, and I figured I would. I don't tend to make videos just for the sake of information. I don't go fishing around through the cards just to find out details and get gossip and insights and stuff like that. And I don't even go through the cards fishing around to be like, what's the future going to bring? What's going to happen to this person or that person or blah, 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 blah. For me, it doesn't work that way. I have been mental health focused my whole life and spiritual focused my whole life, and so I tend to not really get involved in anything unless there's some guidance to share, some kind of a way that the information gathered is going to be put to good use or possibly be helpful if somebody who's listening is able to use that advice and be helpful. So that's what I tend to do here on this channel. A little bit of tea, a little bit of tarot. Somebody on one of my last videos said that. So yeah, we do talk about YouTube drama and stuff like that too, but always through the lens of trying to be helpful. So, and it actually has worked out pretty good in the past because I've done some readings for Nick Snyder and Tea Time recently, and Tea Time was able to watch those videos, and I think that some of the guidance has proven to be really helpful because it looks like a lot of the advice that the cards gave was taken seriously and enacted, and good outcomes are coming from it. So I'm really happy to see that because, as I've said before, I like to see people grow. I like to see people thrive, and that's what this is all about, really. So let's get into it, huh? Let's get into it. All right. Let's see what's going on with Trisha Paytas. Is she struggling? What kind of advice can we give here? Can I give? Can the cards give? What kind of advice or guidance can be given to Trisha Paytas that could be helpful if she were to watch this video? As we're starting this new year, 2020, what kind of advice is there for her? What's going on with her? Is there something to be concerned about? All of that. Let's look into it. Ooh. Well, that's a first card to have. That's a first card to have. All right, let's see. Interesting. I wonder where this is going. I wonder where this is going. This is interesting. Oh, hell. Oh, hell. You know? Okay. I'm going to have to draw more than these. I can already tell. I mean, this will get us started, but I can tell we're going to have to draw a little bit more into that. So, what we have right here starting out, the sun sign is usually one of the best signs in the deck, but this time we have it in reverse. So this is kind of like a foreshadowing that there is a chance that maybe she's not in the best way right now, and or that in the very near future she may be going through some hard struggles, that she is meant to have a fulfilling life. She has everything, everything working for her to have a good life. We all are like, oh, I would love to have, her money and her fame and her charisma and all this kind of stuff, but that we would love to have that. And so she's got a lot going for her, but this is maybe not the most positive sign. And the next card here with the Page of Cups, this has something to do with being really emotional. And the card right after it has to do with permanently walking away from something. So I don't know. I know that Trisha's gone through a lot of relationships, in the recent past. She's gone through a lot of struggles as it related to relationships and things like that. And I see here like some sort of relationship that she's involved in that doesn't go well, and she has to permanently walk away from it. I don't know if that, and with this being relationship, I want to add that it is possible that this doesn't mean romantic. It's possible that it doesn't, but I think that it does. So if it turns out that what goes on is not a romantic relationship, then okay, understandable. This doesn't always have to be romantic, but what I feel from this is that this is something that is a relationship, a romantic relationship. But from what I'm seeing here, with it being a page, it's a romantic relationship that is not a very matured one. I mean, and you all know what I mean. Like, there's relationships that seem like solid, mature, good to go, and then there's relationships that it's like, oh, that's so middle school, oh, that's so high school. Like, what do y'all really get out of each other? What are y'all really doing with each other? And I'm seeing her having to permanently walk away from whatever that relationship is. I'm also seeing that she has a hard time coming up here soon, like really being able to start out and get on the right foot. I think that she is kind of in a bit of a dip where she is in her channel, like to the point that she's having to, I mean, we know Trisha trolls all the time anyway for views. That's how she maintains her relevancy and things like that. That's kind of her style of video, and people like that. A lot of people find that very entertaining. And what we're seeing is that she's kind of struggling for some ideas about how to get views and how to maintain relevancy and how to be entertaining, and she's having to dip to things like claiming that she is a trans male and claiming that she and John Hill are together and things like that. And all of this, what I'm seeing is what she's basically kind of screwing herself out of what she really wants, because I think one of the things that she really wants is to have somebody love her and know her and understand her and be connected with her, and have that kind of a happy family kind of feel with somebody, and she's not being able to make those connections in the way that she wants to make those. This card in reverse is not a good sign for that. This Magician card, though, that's interesting. Let's see what the cards after it say, and we'll kind of know what that's getting at. So, Okay. All right. Interesting. Okay. Let's see. Oh, there goes the dogs barking in the background. You might hear them. Crazies. Crazies. They're chihuahuas. There's no way me telling them to shut up's going to work. So if y'all hear them barking, y'all just going to hear them barking. Okay, so this is saying that what she doesn't know is she already has all the tools she needs to be who she wants to be, go where she wants to go, do what she wants to do. She's already got all of that. But I'm not so sure that she really understands that and knows that. I think that she is a bit insecure in herself. And as much as she seems to be totally confident on camera, I'm not so sure that that is actually her in person. What I'm also seeing here is that there's something going on in terms of not being able to effectively collaborate. I see her turning against people, people turning against her in ways that disadvantage her, in ways that could make her suffer, make her channel even suffer. I see her not being able to play well with others. I see her trolling causing problems, because what you see here with this card next to this one, it's like, and this is something that people have talked about, actually, now that I'm thinking about it. This is what, I think I've heard this before, where people say that because she trolls so hard, people have a tendency to not believe her when she's serious, because they don't know if she's just saying some crap for views or if she's actually being serious. And that's actually really going to bite her in the butt. I think that's something that it's actually going to cause her, some, I don't want to say cause her harm, because I don't mean like harm necessarily, but like cause her some trouble in 2020. The fact that she trolls so hard that nobody can tell when she's actually being serious. The little boy who cried wolf, and I see that actually getting in her way coming up in 2020. So let me see. People have asked specifically about, I'm really worried about her hanging out with John Hill. Is she going to be using again? Is that something that's, a concern for her? And, let's see if that's a current concern for her, issues with substance use or issues with addiction, things of that nature. Let's just take a little peek into what that might say. Shuffle, 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 shuffle for 1,000,000 years before a card falls out. Woo! Sometimes you just gotta shuffle till it's right. Alright, this one. Okay. Alright, let's get a little bit more. Okay. So, okay, so I see Trisha and a guy, and so here's Trisha, here is another male, and the two of them together up here. She is in an upright position, he is in a reversed position, and this shows them together. So this does show that Trisha is involved with a male that is not the best influence for her. I don't know who this male is. I don't want to speculate and cause problems, because again, this is meant to be helpful, not hateful. I'm not about to. You can, let me know in the comments who you think it could be, but there is a certain male that she is involved with, the two of them here together. I mean, look, they're about to, cheers. Literally on the card. So there's some male that is a negative influence on her, specifically as it relates to the question that we just asked about drug use, substance use, things like that. So she's upright right now, though. So I don't think that right now she has a problem with substances. I don't think that right now she does. Not indicated by these cards anyway. But I do think that she's hanging around somebody, that she's, friends or associated with somebody, and that person is not a good influence on her as it relates to her being able to maintain, being substance free, or at least, consuming legal substances within moderation responsibly, kind of thing. You get what I'm saying, right? You get what I'm saying. So I would be worried about that. I kind of want to pull one card as a clarifier on him, just to see if that gives any more information. Okay, so this guy, whoever this guy is, he's the kind of guy that right now, the reason why he's not a good influence on her, other than the fact that he's using, is because his mindset is the kind where he's missing the forest through the trees. Like, he can't see the good that he has going for him, and he can't see all the ways his life is okay. All he can see is the woe is me, things aren't the way I like, I wish things were this way, I wish things were that way. One of those people that just sees things negatively, sees almost like the world owes him, kind of, you know what I mean? You know those type of people. You've been around those type of people. You have. And they just kind of drag people down with them, and they may come off to all of us like some effervescent personality, happy and life of the party and all of that, but actually deep inside they are not some happy life of the party. That's just a mask that they wear to cover their miserable nature and their poor outlook and the blame game and everything that they should have had, would have had, could have had kind of thing. This is a shoulda, woulda, coulda had that, but I don't. And that kind of a mentality is who this man is that she's associated with, that is not a good influence on her. So if Trisha sees this, I would ask her to say, who is your gut feeling that this is referring to, and whoever your instant gut feeling is, without thinking, just feeling, whoever that is, start to distance yourself from that person. Put up some purposeful and respectful boundaries, because you need to be careful on that. So let's see. Let's look into, people have asked, is she trolling about the trans male thing? Was she just, was that a horrible joke that backfired in her face, or is that something legit? So let's see what the cards have to say about that. There's both of these actually. Okay. Let me get it. I want some more on this, though. I want some more on this. I'm a little bit curious, because just to be helpful. Okay. Yeah, so long story short, that was mostly trolling. I mean, like, from this, it was not completely trolling when she said that she identified as male. It was not 100% trolling, but mostly, yeah. Basically, she's just a confused individual, and I'm not saying that to be hateful or mean. I'm just saying that she has a lot of feelings and she has a lot of thoughts, and she likes to try on experiences for size, and she likes to, think about things. Well, there's an aspect of me that feels like this and an aspect of me that thinks this, and yada yada yada. And so I think that there are aspects of her that feel those kind of ways, that connect with those kinds of identities, that likes something and gets something out of what she claimed to identify as. And so there's elements of truth in that. However, it was mostly trolling. And we can see that by a couple of these cards. So this card is kind of like, it's a this ain't it, that card, this ain't it. The world here, like, you see this, it's gone full circle. We've been all kinds of things. We've been African American before, we've been a chicken nugget before, now we've been trans male. We're just going full circle back into, oh, now Trisha's being, the white cis female that she was always born to be, kind of thing. Full circle here. Here's the judgment card. She's already been judged by her peers for this. She's already gone through the judgment, heard it loud and clear. The internet has spoken about that. And so she just had to be like, you know what? Okay, they called me on it. This isn't going anywhere. If I try to pursue this route and try to keep going forward with this, it's not going to work. I didn't get what I wanted out of this. This isn't how it was supposed to go. I didn't get what I wanted out of this. That sucks. But then with these two cards, it's like, okay, got some clarity around that situation, saw what worked well, what didn't work well. And so I think I'm just going to move on now. Yeah, right. Okay, so now she's just kind of stalling, hanging around, not really figuring out any kind of direction where she wants to go, just doing her own little weird stuff till she can figure out what her next big move is going to be. So, same old usual Trisha stuff. So let's see, if we could give Trisha some advice for 2020, what is it that you most need to know and hear about how to conduct yourself and lead your life in 2020? If that's what we want to know for Trisha to be the utmost helpful for her, then that advice is going to be what? I am so not surprised about any of this. Okay, so yep, Trisha's main advice for 2020 is keep on your grind. Just try to work towards, making your living, but do it in a way that's as upfront and honest and, attached to some form of dignity and integrity that you possibly can, because you're meant to have good things. You're meant to be able to continue to make a living. You don't have to worry about that. It is supposed to be yours, but you got to hold your own self accountable and make sure that you're just, doing things the right way. Also, it looks like and with these two things, actually, both of them, she might have some new career opportunities coming up in 2020 that could be really good for her. So I would, if I were her, keep her eyes open for some positive career opportunities, some new ways of making money, some other funding streams that she's not already tapping into. So if I were her, I'd kind of be on the lookout for that. This is also a year to say to love yourself more, first of all. Try to not have any self-loathing. Try not have any self-hatred. Treat your body kindly. Try to practice self-love and self-care this year. And if you can do those things, I do see some love interests being brought into her life this year. The possibility of starting a new relationship, but she's got to be careful with that. It's one of those things that the possibility is there, but are you going to sabotage that? And by not being the person that you want to have meet you. You know that song or whatever that says, don't be a nickel out there looking for a dime? You know, that's what I mean right there. And then this card, surprise, surprise, says, don't be scattered this year. Don't be erratic this year. Don't be, zooming in and out, acting crazy and acting a fool this year. Don't be all over the place trying to get to that, get to this, and get to that. Like, try to chill, try to be calm, try to maintain some sort of centeredness, try to gain some focus. Don't be all over the place. Don't, put some reins on your mind and take control of that so that you can kind of steer your life in a way that you can control instead of being all over the place in a way that really disadvantages you. So those are the main things that she needs to focus on in terms of advice and guidance from the cards for 2020. So thanks for requesting this video. I hope it was helpful. And if any of y'all want any one-on-one private readings, then I do video chats, one-on-one live with y'all. My rates are reasonable. Send me an email listed in the description below. And as everyone says, like the video if you like the video. Subscribe if you want to see other videos like this or covering tea with the cards and with my mental health background. And let me know what your thoughts are. Any of the things that I talked about, any of these things surprising to you, any of these things you expected to see from the cards today? Do you have any speculation as to what some of these things might be about? That we can see as time passes if those things come true or not. So let me know your thoughts, and I reckon I'll talk to you on the next one, y'all. Bye.